Hellebores are a gardener's secret weapon for adding life to shaded spaces, and I can't imagine my garden without them. These tough yet elegant perennials bloom when the rest of the garden is still in winter slumber, bringing color and charm to the landscape. Their long-lasting flowers and evergreen foliage make them a year-round asset. Whether you're new to hellebores or looking to perfect your growing techniques, this guide will walk you through everything you need to know. And if you enjoy this resource, be sure to subscribe to Botanical Bliss and share it with other garden lovers. One of the biggest reasons I grow hellebores is their ability to brighten up shady areas where many plants struggle. They are drought-tolerant once established, deer-resistant, and require very little maintenance. Their flowers, which bloom in late winter to early spring, last for weeks, sometimes months, before fading. The colors range from deep purples and dusky pinks to creamy whites and even green-tinted varieties, making them an incredibly versatile choice for any garden. Another great quality is their evergreen foliage. Even when not in bloom, hellebores offer a rich backdrop of dark green, leathery leaves, giving structure and texture to shaded beds and borders. Plus, they can naturalize over time, creating beautiful drifts of color year after year. Hellebores thrive in partial to full shade, making them an excellent choice for woodland gardens, under trees, or in north-facing beds. While they can tolerate some sun, too much direct afternoon light can cause leaf scorch. I always recommend planting them where they receive morning sun and afternoon shade for the best results. They prefer well-draining soil that is rich in organic matter. If your soil is heavy or clay-like, amending it with compost and grit will improve drainage and create the perfect growing conditions. Hellebores also appreciate slightly alkaline to neutral soil, so adding a bit of lime can be beneficial if your garden is naturally acidic. When planting hellebores, I dig a hole that is twice the width of the root ball but not too deep. These plants dislike being buried too deep, and planting them too low can result in fewer flowers. Once planted, I water thoroughly and apply a generous layer of mulch to retain moisture and suppress weeds. Watering hellebores is straightforward. While they can handle dry periods once mature, they do best with regular moisture, especially in their first year. I water deeply when needed, but make sure the soil never stays soggy, as overly wet conditions can lead to root rot. Feeding is simple. In early spring, I top-dress the soil with compost or apply a slow-release balanced fertilizer to give them the nutrients they need for healthy growth. A second feeding in late summer can help maintain strong roots and lush foliage. Hellebores are low maintenance, but a little care goes a long way in keeping them looking their best. Each year in late winter or early spring, I remove the old damaged leaves to allow fresh growth to shine through. This also helps reduce the spread of fungal diseases, as removing old foliage improves airflow. Deadheading hellebore flowers is optional, but if I want to prevent self-seeding, I remove spent blooms before they set seed. If I'm growing hybrid varieties, I keep an eye out for self-sown seedlings, as they may not produce flowers that match the parent plant. Propagating hellebores for more plants. Hellebores are one of those plants that get better with time, forming large clumps that can be divided to create new plants. The best time to divide them is in early fall or after flowering in spring. I dig up a mature clump, making sure to keep a healthy amount of roots intact, and then split it into smaller sections using a sharp knife or spade. Replanting immediately and watering well ensures the divisions establish quickly. Another way hellebores spread is through self-seeding. If I let the seed pods mature, I often find baby hellebore plants appearing around the garden. These can be transplanted to new locations or left to naturalize, creating a charming and naturalistic effect in shady borders. Common problems and how to solve them. Hellebores are generally pest and disease resistant, but like any plant, they can occasionally run into issues. The most common problem I encounter is black spot, a fungal disease that causes dark patches on the leaves. To prevent this, I remove old foliage in late winter and ensure good air circulation around the plants. Aphids can sometimes gather on new growth, but I find that a strong spray of water or introducing beneficial insects like ladybugs keeps them in check. Slugs and snails may nibble on young leaves, but scattering crushed eggshells or using organic slug deterrents helps keep them away. Designing a garden with hellebores. Hellebores are incredibly versatile and pair beautifully with other shade-loving perennials. I love combining them with ferns, hostas, and heucheras for a rich, textured garden bed. They also look stunning alongside early spring bulbs like snowdrops, crocuses, and daffodils, creating a layered and colorful display. For a natural woodland feel, I let hellebores spread freely, allowing their seedlings to form drifts beneath trees and shrubs. In more formal garden settings, I plant them in clusters of 3 to 5 for maximum impact. No matter how they're arranged, they bring elegance and interest to the garden year-round. Why hellebores are worth growing. If you're looking for a plant that delivers beauty, resilience, and year-round interest, hellebores are the perfect choice. They thrive in tricky shaded areas, provide months of blooms, and require little maintenance once established. Plus, their deer-resistant and drought-tolerant nature makes them ideal for a variety of landscapes. With so many varieties available, from classic Lenten roses to striking hybrid cultivars, there's a hellebore to suit every garden style. Whether you want to create a woodland oasis or add color to shaded borders, these perennials are a fantastic investment. If this guide helped you, don't forget to subscribe to Botanical Bliss and share it with fellow garden enthusiasts. Happy gardening!